Artists across genres stay hustling. From running restaurants to capitalizing on their passions, these musical MVPs are not only making more dough, but turning into full-fledged entrepreneurs. Come along with TIDAL and me, Adele, as I discover your faves' side hustle. So it's only right that we had Crenshaw's very own Nipsey Hussle on an episode of Side Hustle, so thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
So, you've come from so many different things, whether it's coming up in the streets, coming out of county jail, and then eventually becoming a rapper and your own self-made boss. But it took a lot of time to get there.
Sure.
And you recently described it as having like an 8-year learning curve. Can you talk about how your business acumen has evolved since you started in this game?
Just trial and error, going, like you said, going through the learning curve. Every time we dropped the project, we learned something else about the music. And then we got more resources, whether it's from touring, mixtape sales, endorsements and whatnot. And, by reinvesting what we made off the music, we learned about retail, that hustle. We learned about clothing. We just put our foot in them categories and just learned from trial and error, really. Yeah.
You have the All Money In brands, which speaks to the music entity of your career, and then you have the Marathon, which is also part of a marketing firm called the Marathon Agency. So break down what the vision was for Marathon Agency and who your business partners are.
Yeah, so the agency was basically, after we did the Crenshaw release, I came up with a marketing concept called Proud to Pay. And what it was the multiple price points for the album. And so the one that we charged $100 for under the Proud to Pay campaign. And the idea was basically every brand has a certain section of their consumer base that's really all the way sold and committed and all the way convinced, and they riding, to the wheels fall off. So whether it's you got 1 million fans and 10,000 of those fans are really, really proud to be a part of what you're doing, or if you got 1,000 fans and 100 of them is part of your Proud to Pay, there's a certain section of your fan base that's 100% sold. And I felt like if you focus on them, you can deliver higher quality product, and you can charge more. And so after that reacted and did well, I wanted to be able to offer our perspective on marketing. So we created the agency, which is the partnership between George Peniche, Karen Civil, and Stephen Carless and myself. And when I say myself, I mean the All Money In.
How important was it to open a brick and mortar in Crenshaw and create this retail space and this retail experience for your fans?
I always felt like what make Apple dope is that it's a complete ecosystem. You get your phone, the same colors that the operating system on your phone is, the same colors that they store, it's the same colors of the packaging of the product. A vertically integrated is the word. Like, I didn't see that in rap, you know what I mean? I think Jay-Z, one of the artists that's in that direction, he owns TIDAL. That's the retail space for his product.
Shout out to the boss.
For sure, shout out to Jigga. He owns his master. So from actual conception to consumption, he can curate the whole experience. That's what Apple is, you know what I mean? So I felt like for us to have a retail space with our aesthetic, the Marathon colors, the vibe that is on the artwork of the album, that's on the backdrop of the tour, you know what I mean? It'll create a consistency in the message.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price.
Switching gears to the Vector 90 space, which is a small community incubator that you recently launched. How did David Gross, the founder of Vector 90, approach you and convince you to, participate?
We met at a Laker game. We was just courtside at the game, and we ain't say nothing to each other for the first 2 quarters. And then, tequila make you social a little bit. So we, halfway through the game, start talking, and he just like, yeah, man, I know who you are. You know what I mean? I'm from LA myself. I grew up in this side of LA. I'm an investor, and I got an idea that I think you perfect for. Would you come to the office sometime this week? So I pulled up on him at his office, and he showed me the idea for what became Vector 90. So I saw how he was working toward it once we committed to doing it, and he was just real aggressive, real thorough with putting together the execution. So it made perfect sense. It came together a lot quicker than I thought it would. He just was crazy with the execution. And you don't come across people that execute as well as they conceptualize a lot, you know what I mean? So that was something that made me know that this is somebody I want to work with and link up with.
With Vector 90, I found it unique that, the philosophy is definitely empowering and championing women entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs who are minorities. As a father, does that ever weigh into your business choices and just creating these opportunities for other people so that your son and daughter could also have access to these opportunities when they grow up?
Yeah, definitely. We stuck in our own perspective, in our own experience, but kids make you see things through a 7-year-old, 8-year-old point of view, or a 1-year-old point of view, and put a timeline on their life and see that, okay, at this age, they're gonna need to be right here. And you gotta start playing chess and setting things up a little more strategic than if it was just you was thinking for.
Zooming out a bit, you're an avid investor, but besides making more money and making a profit, what makes a good investment versus a bad one?
Oh, you said besides it making money?
Yes.
Yeah. Something you believe in, I think. If you believe in a product or a company, regardless if it makes money first 12 months or the first year, you believe in what the product is, you believe in the people behind it, you believe that eventually it's gonna be of value, so you get in early. Because the price go up as more people learn about it and start being aware and consuming, you know what I mean?
Pull up in motorcades, I got a show today. It's all I'm trying to do, hustle and motivate. Choppers a throwaway, hustle the overweight. That's why they follow me,
Outsider's perspective, it looks like you've been very successful with each opportunity that you've put your name on or attached your name to. But what was a big business L that you took that made you really learn something new?
Man, I built a studio. I built a studio from scratch, and we did a sublease without knowing. So the guy that I leased it through, I think he was the owner of the building. He wasn't. And we did, 6-figure renovation on the inside, built it up from scratch. It was like 4 rooms, 2 office spaces. And then halfway through the construction, we got evicted. And, we had to leave 3 days after we got the eviction notice. And, that set me back. And they just had to recalibrate the whole approach. We took a big financial loss. And then also we had got comfortable in the space working.
Did it strike your ego a little bit?
Of course. Yeah, I had set my office up, had the logos on the wall, I was taking all my meetings there, I had a whole video editing room, I had a plan of how I was gonna get this album done. I was gonna record it here, we was gonna do all the interview stuff here, we was gonna do all the video content here, and it just all crumbled in the middle of the process. Yeah, so that one really hurt.
But you live and you learn, scared money don't make money,
Scared
right?
money don't make money.
Are there other businesses that you wanna infuse into the Nipsey Hussle empire that you're building right now?
Definitely, I think that we got a lot on the table. We got a clothing brand, we got a retail brand. I think the Marathon store is a retail brand on its own that we can scale across the country and then outside the country too. We wanna bring the Vector 90 concept to other markets in America. Film production, definitely that's the direction we're gonna go into next. We just did a mini movie for a record on my album called Hustle and Motivate. It was pyro, it was explosions, it was, like a 16, 15-minute acting scene in it. And that's something we're gonna go further into. We're gonna produce our own films, write our own films.
So Nipsey's going Hollywood.
We're going to put our foot into Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the sound of going Hollywood.
Yeah, for sure.
You should come visit my zone. Don't take my word, double check all of my flows. Ask them how hustle got on before.
Now, before we let you go, what is the most valuable piece of advice you can give to up-and-coming entrepreneurs who may not, have the financial means to pursue a business that they really have a passion for?
Man, don't quit. I think everybody get tested. Everybody get their game tested. If you don't quit, you're gonna learn and you're gonna figure things out. That's really the secret to everything, is how much you can take. You know what I'm saying? How much pressure, how much stress, how much insecurity in your decisions, all of that you can take before you say it's too uncomfortable. I'm gonna just go back to being, I'm not gonna challenge myself. I'm gonna just be whatever your version of regular is. So you just don't quit. I think you're gonna be able to get the education that empower you through your experience. Yeah.
No matter how long it takes.
Stay down, it's a marathon. Yeah.
Cut the bass out. All money in, nigga.